Today we are at the Short Film Center with Mr. Amiya Patra, who has just has his movie screened Gudiya. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How you feel to be here?
It's great to be here. You know, always great to be a part of IFI again, because I've been coming to IFI quite regularly.
Your movie Gudiya, it's a short film. What is it about?
This is about female feticide. As you know that there are many states in India, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Punjab, and there are many states where they kill the girl child when they get to know that it's a girl child. So because of maybe the dowry or the situations where a girl child is difficult to actually be brought up, and many situations like that. So it is a very important message for all of them that do not go by what is, whether it is a girl or a guy. You must understand that the child which is going to come to this new world has always a lot of expectation from their parents straight away inside the being in the womb. So that is the message that every life that comes into this world has some expectations. Please live it up to that. Otherwise, you lose a great thing. That is what the message in the movie is. Be it a girl or a guy. What is important? Let the life come, and what are the expectations are out of you will definitely be a satisfaction thing for you. That is the message.
We see in many places in India, many states, that there are places where girls are not given their due importance or they are looked down upon, while in other states the girls are given the respect, are allowed to make the decisions that they wish to, they are allowed to make their choices. Why do you think this difference in between, within this same country but among states, why do you think there's this difference in these states?
Yes. Before making this movie, I did a big survey on why this particular thing is, and two different reasons only. The reason is Punjab is one of the case where as you know that sex ratio is very less. So why it has come to that particular state, in Punjab, Haryana, and places like that, because everywhere the system of dowry, the system of marriage involves a lot of things. Be it a dowry, be that even if she goes to a different place after marriage, the expectations from that particular relatives of the in-laws remains throughout the life. So who in this world who is not well to do can maintain or live up to their expectations? So slowly it is especially not in the well to do mass, like higher society or what, but in the lower society or middle class people or lower middle class people, money becomes a big issue. So grow up to send her to the school, and even today, no matter how gender inequality and all stuff, whatever we talk about, but still, a girl is allowed to go and work outside. However, if she chooses her own partner to get married, we have objections. She cannot do everything. We say that she can stay outside, but when she says that I want to go with a guy outside, we don't allow. Such things had to change, and it will come with time. So whatever it is, how open we say, we might say that we claim to be very open, but we are still not open. So basic idea is that the girl is somewhere is considered as a man dominating world. It is always considered that she is still little behind. And the problem of whenever we say that inequality, somewhere we are forgetting that the girl itself is gifted, and the things which are related to a girl, that is phenomenal. I feel that if the baby girl comes to the world, and she brings that smiles back to everyone, that magic is different altogether. We are forgetting that she is the only one who can create further, and why she was given that the quality to reproduce itself is a big question, and she is nowhere far behind. When people say that she need to excel to come up to the expectation of men and all, I do not agree with them. She is far class apart, and that's a creation which we must respect, and we must accept that it's beyond our comparison.
Coming back to your movie, you've taken not human beings but a plant as your protagonist, if I may say, in your short film. How did you get that idea?
It's because, as I said, like initially when we started with, it was a cost-cutting way of doing it. because the story was required a big, a child to grow up to a different stages altogether, where the casting was very difficult, and we spent around 2 and 2.5 months for the casting, and finally we realized that it is not going to work out and it is going to be beyond our budget. The producers scrapped the movie. They said no, we are not going with the project. That was a challenge for me to finish off the project in whatever possible way I can, and that is where 3 nights I was thinking on the project, and somehow I thought a plant has the same life. It starts like a seed and grows onto a implant, and a plant grows up and becomes a tree, and all this thing can be shown in the same way. So I thought, why not create this idea and make it a visual is a different thing and the audio is a different thing. Both have two different story to say, and I tried it as an experiment, but it looks like it worked.
Yes, definitely, most definitely. We've seen that people do bring up this issue about the female feticide, and everybody talks about it. And then it's like it's a topic which everybody knows about, but nobody really goes in to take the time and understand the it's a multi-dimensional topic. How did you manage to think so advanced about a female and about giving life to them and about the inequality that is it's so much around, and it's so obvious around in our society? How did you have any personal experience, or have you done your research, and how did you get to know all that?
This is, see, when I started filmmaking, it was a passion, and I've decided on one thing, that I'll go back to the good old days where filmmaking used to be storytelling. So I've decided to take up the filmmaking as a hobby or a passion, because I wanted to convey the small little things which is around you. They're inspiring and they have something to say. So with that motivation, I've got into filmmaking. So all these issues which I have taken up are something which is all around you, and which always is something which requires attention. So at one given point of time, last year we had a competition from Ministry of Health, India, saying the Save the Girl Child campaign. So they have they have actually asked for entries from different states. So for that thing, with taking that as a target, we started making this movie. And first time when Gudiya was made, I think it got selected from Ministry of Health, Goa.
That's excellent. That's excellent. How do you feel about achieving so much in such little time?
See, I don't think I have achieved, but my achievement is in seeing the reaction in the audience, and my achievement is when that person goes back after watching my movie and gives a think on it, and he thinks on that yes, what he said is right, and let me not do what I have seen. So if that happens, I think my aim is achieved. But getting an award or getting into the fame is not the thing which I have actually wanted.
How long did this movie take for you to get produced?
It was actually done because, as I was telling you, that project was almost scrapped, so we had to do it in 2 weeks. So actually 15 days is the time where the movie was made.
Okay, and what is the duration of your movie?
It's 3 minutes 19 seconds. Yeah.
What inspired you to make such a movie? I mean, there are so many other issues and so many other things to deal with, so much of realism. How did you think of this only, like, a girl child, and that too in such a different concept? Were you confident about it right from the beginning, or were you skeptical? Did you think that people were going to accept it or not? What were your inhibitions before the movie was screened?
Right. There were issues in my mind. Because first of all, I was talking about gender inequality quite an open way. I was showing that yes, how the differences is there exist in a family. So that is something which I was not very sure about, because I don't know what is the response I'll get. But somewhere down the line, somewhere inside my heart, I was confident about this fact that when I say the truth, somewhere, maybe how bitter it is, it will accept it. So that is where I was looking for the expression when I wanted response from people. So whosoever I have shown it to, everybody has told me this fact that it's too difficult to show that a fact in a subtle way. It was not, there's a hard hitting or telling you that there is what you're doing is wrong or something asking but the way the showing in the life of a plant had made it easier. Had it been human beings on the screen, it would have been little difficult, because the emotions it will be too harsh, which I didn't want it. That was not the aim. So somehow it worked because it was shown as a plant, and everybody could relate to the every technicality of it. As the plant grows, why the shots are being taken that way, and stuff like that, which was basically to ensure one thing, that message should be there, but message should be there in a way which lasts long in your heart. It can never be like if you see a movie, you feel it's great, and then you forget about it. It doesn't make sense. I might wanted to make something which will, people will say that, as in a state of Maharashtra, it's a big issue now. So for all those people, if it could reach all those people who are actually thinking on that thing, how in fact, it's not about a girl child. When the movie is looking, it's about a plant even. So if you see, it's like, if you're killing a tree, it's almost like killing a kid. So it's all about that, and somehow I feel that it's like people will appreciate, and the message will be conveyed, and people will try not do what they're doing now.
How did you get into this stream of, get into filmmaking, get into short film, get into film, basically cinema?
Uh, Cinema is the most powerful medium that to reach out people and convey what you think. As one of my friends has said, okay, ideas are there with everyone. There are very few people could drive themselves to convey that idea. So I said I would become the few. So that day I started but as you said, like I had no prior experience in filmmaking. So I did a lot of work going to places to understand the technicalities. It took a time for me, 2-3 years to understand what is it all about. Then I thought maybe that all the stories that I have, all the messages that I have, I'll convert it into a script and start doing it. Initially, there was nobody who could actually, trust me and invest in me. So I've started producing it on my own, which is a story of all short filmmakers. But things are a little different now because of maybe because of the concepts that they like, or maybe because the story they like. Now I have got managed to get the finances for my movies. That's the great thing for me.
Besides filmmaking, what else do you do?
I am professionally a aeronautical engineer in naval aviation. So I'm a lieutenant commander in Navy. That is my actual profession. But however, the passion drives me to make movies. That is why I'm here. That's how 3 movies of me are already screened in FE as of now.
I see. All 3 this year, or?
2008, I had 2 movies, and this year I have 1.
How does it feel to have all these movies screened at this International Film Festival of India? And it's a big platform. How do you feel about that? Do you think that over the years there has been some change, or there's not been a change? What is your perception when it comes to this?
It's like what you said is very right. It's like I didn't expect my first movie to be there in an international platform, but it was, I would say that it is thanks to IFI and the entire team. Like for a movie maker like me, it is a great inspiration not to stop thinking that you can always be a filmmaker. As I was talking, I saw an interview of a renowned filmmaker, Vishal Bharadwaj. He said, in this India, everybody wants to be a filmmaker, but very few could achieve it. Just because where you require the drive is a dream everybody has got. Drive is something which which will only come when you have that enough fire and enough passion in you to do that. It was very difficult for me because I'm in a different field altogether. when I say the thing, engineer, aeronautical engineer, and all of a sudden a filmmaker, it shocks everyone. But I've realized one thing, that a good work is always appreciated. No matter what is your qualification, whether you have experience or not, a concept, and as long as it could actually convey the message to you, a storytelling has worked. If you see, there is no difficult technicality in my movies. However, what appeals is a concept, how it has been told. So with that, I feel that I'll take it further and try to reach as much as possible, as many people as I can, so that everybody understands that there are things. It's not about entertaining yourself. That's how I love Raju Hirani when he says that if you could send a message with a humor, there's nothing like it. So maybe I have grown myself as Ify has grown in 3 years last, for all these years. I have grown in myself. Every time I come to Ify, I learn something more than anything else.
You've come here now for 3 years, as you said. What is there this year that has captivated you and has not been there the past 2 years?
I would say that is something like this year, the short films were actually screened along with the feature ones, which was a great thing. Initially, what we used to have is we used to have only short film center and as Makine's Palace 4-5 theaters where it was screened. However, this time it has been given the weightage along with the feature films. So that itself is inspiring for me. And the best part of the thing is when I spoken to Mr. Gautam Ghosh, the jury of short films, he has pleaded the government, like it was a say he was almost asking for it, saying that the short films are not given the enough importance which is yet to be given by the government. I hope government listen to it and we get the especially the TV channels start airing them. And maybe that is the Ify can't nothing can be bigger than Ify to actually make that thing happen.
Coming to documentaries, do you think they are underrated? I mean, I've heard a lot of comments wherein people say that documentaries are not given the importance, the kind of level or the kind of as short films and feature films and everything have been coming up, their level has been rising up. Documentaries in comparison are still there, still need some importance, still needs attention. So what do you think about that?
I feel like I would not say underrated as such, but I would say that documentary has a different audience altogether. See, you cannot expect it to a documentary to appeal to a mass, and it doesn't have a mass appeal at all, because it is meant to be for a certain group of people. So if you ask those people, they would always tell you what rating of a documentary is all about. I've seen a documentary called Tiger Queen. I can bet on this that anybody who has never ever seen a documentary would love it, because what I've said, like, there is something called a docu-fiction, which is the latest thing today, which is a documentary with a fictional story. This Tiger Queen is a classic example of it. How a tigress has her own kingdom, and which is captured by a male tiger when he comes in. So it's made into a story, and I'm telling you, for entire duration of the film, everybody was spellbound. And that is the kind of documentary, I think that is the kind of improvisation which is required in documentary. If you cannot be plain and simple. It is the same thing, if there is no salt in your food, you will not like it. There has to be a little salt in it and pepper in it, whatever it is. So that is what is little things which, small little improvisation without compromising on what you want to say. If they can do it, I think it can still work wonders. And as there are a lot of efforts which are going on for actually making documentary more popular as if you know that if you go for a cinema, before the movie starts, we always used to have a documentary being screened. Now all these days, this has been actually a forgotten story altogether. If government can actually emphasize on it and they start playing them, I think there will be more guys who are into filmmaking will start making documentaries. And maybe that is how we can grow up with it, and nobody will ever say that they are underrated.
So Ameya, any plans of making a feature film next? You've already made 3 short films. It's already been screened twice at the International Film Festival. Any plans of feature films or non-feature films, whichever?
The way Bollywood is there today, the way they are open to the challenges and they're open to new concepts. I don't know, these are not far when people like will be, me will be making a Bollywood movie. And feature film, as you said, is right. It's a big challenge. Maybe it's too early for me to say that, okay, yes, I'm ready for a feature film. I'm really not ready. So maybe that's a dream. As you said, I set my target according to what I'm actually capable of. So yes, in the days to come, I'm sure that dream also will be fulfilled. Fingers crossed.
Today is the award function. 9 days of the International Film Festival are over. What have you liked in these 9 days? Any movies that you watched? Which movies are you still looking forward to viewing? Anything?
I liked one small little movie. It's called My Daddy's Strongest. That is something which I love the most. It is a 17 minutes movie, but it said something which I think a 70 minutes movie can't even say. So that is the best movie that I have watched. So I don't want to say anything about other movies that are, because there are few I have not seen even. Uh, I Am Kalam is something which is another great movie. And the things which I'm looking forward is Rituparna Ghosh movie Obohomon, which I missed, and there's a repeat show which I am definitely looking forward. And there are few movies which have come from Cannes, so if I could get tickets for them, I'll for sure cast them. Uh, it's a great thing which this year's, I just forgot to tell you that this year's, if he has something great which is like, we have a mid-first cinema which is coming in between, which is straight away from Cannes. If I come to IFI, now I see Cannes movies also. And that itself is a great thing. And hope it continues, it goes on.
What expectations do you have from today's award function? What fingers crossed? Are you excited, nervous, anxious? What is the feeling like right now?
I would say that I'm sure the jury has done a great job. It is too difficult for me if I can't sit and watch 10 movies at a time. For them to watch all these movies along and to choose one of them is a very, very difficult job. However, I'm sure whatever decisions they take, I'm sure it will be on, it will be unanimous and everybody will like it. So that's all. I wish all of them who are there in the competition all the best. And may everyone win. Actually, I feel everyone is a winner. The moment you say that your movie has been watched by so many people and appreciated, I think everyone is a winner.
That was very nice, Amiya. That was a very nice thought. Thank you for being with us on IFI TV. It was a pleasure having you here. That was Amiya Patra with us on IFI TV.